of a scheduled 12 for George Foreman and Lou Savarese. Saverese looked in the first round as though he wanted to box Foreman, and you heard his cornermen between rounds asking him to go back to that and to stop standing inside slugging with George.
Sometimes when a guy doesn't know how to fight backing up, or when he doesn't have a lot of experience fighting backing up, it makes him lose confidence to back up from a guy. He feels as though he's changing his strategy too much.
Letterman, how'd you score the first 3 rounds?
Jim, I got it 2-1 Lou Savarese, 29-28 in points. I thought Lou Savarese boxed nicely in the first round. Out-punched George toe-to-toe in the second, but that toe-to-toe style didn't work for Lou Savarese in the third. Interestingly enough, one rule, Jersey, you can't wear a hat in the corner. That's why Tommy Gallagher doesn't have his hat on tonight.
Harold, you know everything. I also have it 2-1 so far for Saverese.
This is a better heavyweight fight than some of the fighters with the guys that are in their primes.
For entertainment value, how can you beat it? 2 big guys pounding away against each other. That's part of why the public loves Big George. No chess matches.
Okay, George, keep him up. You're all right. You're all right. Keep him up, okay? Let's keep punching. Let's go.
When last you saw referee Eddie Cotton in a big fight of international impact, he was disqualifying Andrew Galata against Riddick Bowe, and entirely correctly so.
Oh, good body shot by Saverese.
Needs more of those.
Needs a lot more of those. George Foreman goes out and he's just chopping at a tree, just like he does every morning when he wakes up.
I suspect George could fight till he's 60 if he keeps finding opponents who will stand right in front of him. The problems he's had when opponents didn't stand right in front of him.
George is looking better than I've seen him look in a long time.
It is awfully hard to beat George Foreman fighting the fight that Saverese is fighting right here.
Stop punching. Good
job. There are a lot of punches being traded here.
If he can beat Foreman this way, he'll be the first one to have done it. Muhammad Ali didn't do this. Jimmy Young didn't do this. Evander Holyfield didn't do this, and Tommy Morrison didn't do it. That's why they were all winners against George Foreman. Thudding left to the body by Foreman. Another round in a phone booth for Lou Savarese.
Just don't lay there. Keep turning when you're throwing your shots, just like you did near the end of the round. Keep turning.
Okay.
Give me the grease. Give me some water. Open up. Yeah, grab. Put your arms down, Louis. Not good. Come on, Louis. Gotta pay attention to what you're doing in there.
You gotta get that, Lou. Try to box a little bit more. Keep this guy off you. You get in there, you're mauling with him. See, he wants you to do that shit.
Boom,
he ain't got no strength.
You're smothering your punches.
Yeah, that's right.
Come on, baby.
Come on. Box a little bit more. Don't trade. Don't have to trade. Bing, bing, get out. Bing, bing, get out. Give him the mouth. Low.
Seconds out!
Isn't that interesting that the advice for Foreman is to do the things that we thought Saverese should do? He doesn't want George to trade, and you explain it to me, Roy.
Well, what he's telling him is not that he doesn't want him to trade. He's telling him that after he punches, he wants him to step around to the left or the right. That'll keep him from catching so many punches after he throws his punches. He wants that inside fight, but he doesn't want him to stay directly still so he'll be his target.
Foreman winning another round on Letterman's card. Savarese's jab output has gone down in every round so far. He threw only 10 jabs in the 4th round as he has resorted to trading power shots with George Foreman at close range.
George Foreman has hit Lou Savarese with 4 straight big left hands, and they don't seem to bother Savarese at all. One thing Savarese has made up in his mind, though, he is not going to run from George Foreman.
And just as Foreman's punches don't seem to be creating immediate damage for Saverese, by the same token, Saverese's punches don't hurt George.
Well, nothing hurts George.
George has had a history in his recent bouts of getting puffy in the face, puffy around the eyes, and cutting in the late rounds. But here it is Saverese who's cut in the early rounds. Still scoring against Foreman.
George uses his arms for defense so well. Not many fighters know how to do that.
That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good.
Well, his arms are as big as most people's legs.
Now Saverese is pushing George back like George normally does other people.
Right, stop punching, stop punching, stop punching. Good job, good job.
Hard man to push.
Step back, I got it.
Push a guy around that pulls cars around.
I started to say, shot of the car strapped to his back. If Saverese had seen that, he might not be bothering him to try to push him. Boom. Saverese talking to George as he takes the right hand and comes back with a combination.
Saverese is having a good time in here right now.
Well, if he likes getting hit, this is like a luxury vacation.
This is the only fight that Saverese knows.
It's one with which George is rather intimately familiar too. Rocky 6 continues in Atlantic City. Real Sports promo. Don't miss the May edition of the Emmy Award-winning Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel. And among the stories we're working on, an in-depth profile of world-class personality and basketball player Charles Barkley, and a look at why baseball still hasn't been able to replace Bud Selig with a permanent commissioner. Monday, May 12, 10 o'clock Eastern Time.
Hey, come here. Keep him turning, keep him turning. Just don't lay in there. The guy's looking to rest on you, okay? You're doing good with that referee. Close your mouth. Go right.
Fire. Come on. You got to set it up in fire, baby.
How loud is this? Six.
Come on.
6 more.
Come on, baby. Come on. Close your eyes.
Yeah?
Got to set that.
Okay? Watch that hole behind the head.
Roy, what do you think Dundee means when he says to George, you're doing good with the referee?
I don't know. I didn't hear him when he said it. Maybe he's not. He's telling him that the referee is warning him. I don't know what he means by that.
Maybe it means he's getting away with the occasional low blow.
That's what I was about to say. The referee is not warning him for stuff.
Yeah.
Or what he could mean is that George may be doing something that he shouldn't be doing, but he's doing it on the opposite side of the referee. In other words, when the referee is to George's left, he could be doing something with the right hand that the ref doesn't see.
In round 5, which was a good one for Saverese, he went back to the higher punch count, threw more jabs. He threw 30 jabs in the round, 80 punches overall. He seemed to be doing better with that formula.
Stop punching him back up. No, George, come on. Let's do one more time. Keep it up, keep it up. Okay, behind that, let's go. We don't want to take a point away.
I promise there's a guy on my basketball team by the name of Mike Hackett that could beat George Foreman's twin.
Could be George Foreman's twin?
He's about George's height. His head is shaped just like George. It's unbelievable.
You might have heard referee Eddie Cotton warn Saverese that he would take a point away if he hit George in the clinches behind the head again.
A rabbit punch warning from Cotton.
Stop punching, step back. Good job, fellas. Listen up.
And as Cotton demonstrated in the Galata Bow fight, he will penalize him.
A punch that will work for George right now is that if he fakes the left jab and comes with the left hook,
Stop punching.
mainly because Saverese commits with the right hand to block the jab so much, because George's jab is so hard.
Come on, let's go. Come on, pick him up, Lou. Pick him up.
What about George's uppercut, Roy?
Well, George may be a little tired, or he may be taking a little break here. He's not punching as much as he was earlier.
Step back. Come on, fellas.
You know, which raises the question of stamina if this goes on. Stamina and conditioning and age.
He's conditioned. He's well conditioned. He's probably just taking a small break.
They trade jabs after the Saverese combination. Foreman thudding away with the right hand inside. Saverese doing a lot of things well in rounds 5 and 6. Jabbing, remembering to go to the body, but still taking a lot of George Foreman's thudding blows.
You know, he's obviously not a big power puncher, but he puts his punches together rather nicely. And he certainly has lived up to the moment. He's dealt with all of this with some very nice poise.
Yes, he has.
Halfway through a scheduled 12, and for both fighters, the likely knockout rounds have passed.
That jab. He walking in wide open. Jab and throw that right hand straight down the pipe.
Let's go.
You hear me?
Come on, relax. Give me some water.
Lou, you jab, throw that right hand straight down the pipe. He's just walking in and just walking in. He got no more respect for the jab. Jab and throw the right hand down the pipe. Take a deep breath. Okay? Huh?
Hanging in.
Ours is fine.
I know. Come on now.
Get a little water.
Choke your punches up, keep your hands closed.
Double up with an uppercut. Don't just let it go the body. Your left uppercut. Double up on it. It's working beautifully. Under, oh, up. Do it. Keep turning. Okay? Don't forget your jab.
You hear what George just said? I don't know what's holding him up.
He's hitting it with some big shots, and he's not going anywhere.
George,
look how the vein is showing in Saverese's right arm now.
George is a super salesman. You wonder if he is selling the judges on what's going on in here, because he is the aggressor.
Well, with regard to the subject of what's holding Saverese up, Axel Schultz took a lot of heavy lumber in 12 rounds and stood up.
Now, there's a question really about how much George is a heavy puncher, and whether he is a real power puncher anymore is questionable. He did knock out Moore, but Moore had shown that he couldn't take a big man's punch in the past. But he's hit Schultz with a lot of clean punches. He's hit Saverese with clean punches, and you heard he himself say, what's holding him up?
George is still a big puncher. I can tell you from looking at the way that George throws his punches.
Can you?
Yes, I can.
But they always say, Roy, the punch that hurts you most is the one that you don't see. And it's hard to imagine the Foreman punch that you don't see.
That's how you can tell he's a big puncher, because you see him and he still knocks people out with
Keep up, George. Keep up.
Saverese, apparently happy with the way he's scoring on the inside.
Let him go, Lou. Let him go.
Willing to stand in with George Foreman. What do you make of that bulging vein along Saverese's right shoulder and arm?
I don't know what that is. It looks like it wants to pop. He may be about to change and turn into the Incredible Hulk.
Well, it happens in a lot of his fights. It's a common syndrome for Saverese. Just missed with the right hand there.
Keep him up. Keep him up.
Foreman thudding him to the body.
Watch him heads. Watch him heads. Both of you.
Oh, that was a big shot by George Foreman.
Strong legs for Lou Savarese. Able to lean against Foreman without giving ground. And strong legs can keep a fighter up against a power puncher.
Yes, they can.
Foreman right around the belt line there. Saverese breaks away with an uppercut, goes back to the jab, lands a right hand and a left hook, and Foreman keeps rumbling forward.
Means nothing to George. I mean, here's a guy, like I said, that totes cars around all day. A big punch is nothing for him to tote.